Hi, my name is Sharyn Fein. I'm the Executive Director of EDUCARE. EDUCARE enhances the lives of professional and family caregivers by providing them with current research and tools that promote compassionate self-care practices and knowledge of the cultural aspects of marginalized communities. I want to thank NAMI Dallas for giving me an opportunity to spend just a few minutes with you sharing ways to cope during the days of stay-in-place self-quarantine. Now, more than ever, self-care practices must be used to mitigate the effects of compassion fatigue that is impacting our world during COVID-19 virus. Whether you are in the medical field saving lives every day while risking your own, or caring for loved ones at home, or worrying about your elderly loved ones who are isolated at home or in senior living communities, we must embrace what we have in front of us, not from a place of fear, but from a place of love. While uncertainty is filling up our everyday lives, we can't forget that we have a very important power, and that is the power to choose. We can choose how to manifest our lives during these uncertain times. Choice is the most important word during this crisis. We must come from a place of feeling that our cup is half full and not empty. Now I want to fill you up, the rest of that cup, with helpful tools to help build your self-care practice today. Feeling anxious, angry, out of control is awful, and there are so many things that we can do, so many things that are at our fingertips. But first I want to share with you something that is happening in our body that actually causes us to feel this way that we have control of. Right now I want to talk to you about the vagus nerve. Have you heard of it? It's an amazing nerve, also known as the wanderer. The wanderer connects our brains to our bodies. The nerve starts in the medulla oblongata, the portion of the brain that controls the autonomic functions such as breathing, digestion, and our heart rate. It branches up to the brain and goes through the jaw, into the digestive tract, and branches off into our lungs and heart and continues down our esophagus into our stomach, liver, kidneys, and intestines. And the wanderer, the vago, loves food, energy, and so it follows the entire digestive system while also receiving some of its nutrients from different parts of the brain. The heart and the lungs in the form of what's called pure energy. People that practice yoga like to call this prana. The vagus nerve is associated with the parasympathetic nervous system. This nerve can become underdeveloped or deactivated if the body is in a constant state of flight or flight due to stress and anxiety that's common in living in today's society. This keeps the sympathetic nervous system in survival overdrive. Your breathing becomes rapid and shallow, your heart rate increases, and digestion becomes impaired. In this particular case, the wanderer is being starved of its essential nutrients it needs to help you survive. And this can result in a whole list of chronic impairments that we would like to avoid now. We have enough to deal with. We certainly don't need anything else. There are simple ways to activate this vagus, and I'm going to share some with you right now. Meditating and proper breathing awakens the vagus nerve, and it will energize and heal your whole body. One way to do this is through a simple breathing exercise that I do every day, all day long, and it's called the 4-7-8 breathing technique. It's very simple, and I want to explain it to you. What you do is you begin by taking in a breath for 4 seconds, holding it for 7, and exhaling for 8. This breathing pattern is here to help reduce anxiety and to help you get to sleep. Let's try it. Let's breathe in for the count of 4. Are you ready? 1. Let's hold it for 7. Let's exhale slowly for 8. One more time. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 7. Exhale for 8. This will help activate your vagus nerve and will help calm the body. It's really easy. I suggest it all the time to reduce anxiety. When you start feeling like that, stop. Do it 5 times, see how you feel. Another thing I like to suggest is a 5-minute meditation, and it's really, really simple, and it also can involve the 4-7-8 breathing technique. If you find a comfortable and relaxed position, whether it's seated in a chair or on a cushion or on the floor, I want you to sit down, either close your eyes or keep them, I say, half-masked or dimmed, and I want you to notice your body. And I want you to notice your breathing. And I want you to notice the weight of your body. And then I want you to tune into your breath, which means just bring your attention to that 4-7-8 breathing that we did before. If your mind starts to wander, stop and say, go away, not now, and then come back. Return to that breathing pattern. Try that for 5 or 7 minutes, and before you're finished, check in with your body, and then you can check out. 2 really simple things that you can do to activate the vagus nerve and keep yourself away from the flight or fight response. Another thing I like to suggest is to sit down with a paper and pencil and write your own self-care activation plan. When you start to feel anxious or angry or just boiled up, sit down with a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, whatever you have, and start to write down your self-care plan. What do you like to do? What makes you feel good? Who are the 5 people that you can call if you start to feel like you're spiraling out of control? And of course, you've got NAMI for all kinds of things if you need beyond this kind of help. They're there for you 100%. So work on a self-care activation plan. Why not try to read? Why not open your mind to new possibilities, beliefs, and interests? Or take some online classes. There are free things available to us while we're in the midst of the COVID pandemic. There's so many things we can take advantage of. We can also attend workshops online, and they're free. A lot of us are working, but a lot of us are working at home. So you can negotiate your time a little bit differently when you're working at home. So you can incorporate some self-care into your day. When you are working at home, I want you to remember that it's important to get up and move around and not sit at a desk all day long for hours and hours on end. It's very bad for your circulation. In fact, I want you to get up and walk around at least once an hour. And if you have the opportunity to get up and go outside for a 15-minute fast-paced walk, that would be really great. Or for those of you who are like me and are staying away from outside the house because of compromised immunological systems, I have weak lungs, I walk around my backyard and I dance. I do that every day. That is my coping. That is my method. It's important for your heart health, your physical stamina, and your mood to move. We live in a body that was built to move, so I want to encourage you that movement will help your vagus nerve. Try fueling your passions. Set aside every day for something that makes your soul happy. So many of us forget the wonderful things that we love to do, like I love to paint. So I've taken out my granddaughter's watercolors and I've got some paper. And when I'm taking that 10-minute break from my desk, I'll go in and I've started a little watercolor and it makes me really happy, and it takes me away from work, and it takes me away from what's going on in the world. Some people like to swim if they have a pool, or garden. I see a lot of people gardening right now, creating all kinds of beautiful landscapes. There are many, many things that we could be doing right now in a time in our lives where the time we've been given to stay at home will hopefully never happen to us again. But while it is happening, it would be important to appreciate it and use it wisely to do the things that we never have time to do. And I would say not necessarily cleaning out closets or doing the things that we dread, but doing the things that we enjoy. I hope some of this information will be helpful and useful. It is so hard to imagine what is happening to us. But again, I'll remind you that the choice is ours. And if we choose to stay positive, we'll get through it. I promise. Choice is a very important word in our vocabulary that we need to embrace and use seriously. Again, I hope some of these tools will be helpful. On behalf of EDUCARE and its board of directors, we pray you are safe and nurtured through this time in your lives. Please, please feel free to reach out to EDUCARE through our website, educaredallas.com, or by email, EDUCARE Dallas, that's one word, EDUCARE, Dallas @gmail.com, or call me, 214-263-2826. I have a host of resources I'm happy to share. We are here to not just help you get through it, but to come out on the other side with tools to help you sustain and thrive through this very difficult and personal time in our world and in our city. I'd like to also share with you that on September 8th, EDUCARE will host its 9th annual Compassion Fatigue Symposium, a full-day CEU certified event for family and professional caregivers, and we will concentrate on the effects of the virus and how we will work through and come out on the other side better. Take care, stay well, and again, thank you for having us here with you today.